Yo, hello. Welcome back to part two of my reaction to the creating the perfect Swac and MEAC schedule. Last time, I reacted to the MEAC schedule part. Now he's going to get into the Swac schedule. So let's go ahead and continue where we left off.
I guess I would take it. That is my one exception in how a D2 team could get in there. Now, I look at the SWAC. I look at the SWAC and you have 8 conference games.
Mm-hmm.
So you're only going to have 3
Only
non-conference games.
right.
One of those needs to be a group of 5 team. One of those needs to be either a rivalry school or a high-ranking FCS opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody who's been good in the last 3 years. And then if you need to have a money game, not every school is in a position where they feel like they must play a money game. But if you are in that position, then play the money game. If you are not in that position, then give me another high-ranking FCS team. So what does this do? Why do I have these things set up the way that I do? Also, if you don't want to play the money game, you can play a MEAC school. That works too. But you have to have a high-ranking FCS team, a respected FCS team of some sort. And a group of 5 would be perfect because you can win those games. I think that you can win those games as an HBCU against
Yeah,
a
of
group of
course.
5 opponent. If we're looking at who the
FCS
FBS opponents
schools
are that are susceptible to
compete
defeat when
and
it
beat
comes to an
these
Alabama
group of
State,
five
give me
teams
somebody like
all the
Hawaii.
time. We've
Give me somebody who
had
is not in
FCS
a Power
schools
5
beat
conference.
Power
It'll still
Five
go the
schools.
same. It'll still make the taglines. It'll
Like
still make waves. Like
so
you'll
he's saying not every school is in the position to take a money game, right? That is false. Every school in the SWAC, every school in the MEAC can take a money game. I know I get you got your pride and everything, but look, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, everyone else is doing it. You should do it too. But there are some positives, right? Um, so say you play right and you get blown out early, right? A lot of these bigger schools they do actually take their foot off the gas quite a bit, and they'll play like the second half or like second and third string players, right? Um, so I guess when it comes to that point, player safety is not as critical, right? Because you don't have the full speed first teamers in there, right? Now I know that sounds bad to say, but football is a violent sport anyway. So at some point, you just have to go out there and accept the fact that look, you can get hurt, right? You can get hurt playing Grambling Southern, Texas Southern, right? And you can also get hurt playing Michigan, Ohio State, Clemson, Alabama, all them schools. It's football. You can get hurt playing in any game. Um, the fact that he said everyone's not in a position that can be arranged. It's not hard. Make sure you get the right. Make sure you get a good deal. I'm not saying just play anybody for any amount of money, but get a good deal. Um, you're not obviously you're not going to be able to get that at home. You have to go to the. That's the only way they take these games anyway, which is kind of that looks kind of sus on these bigger schools. You so big and bad, you should be able to go down to North Carolina Central. You should be able to go down to Jackson. You should be able to go down to Howard. You know what I'm saying? Why does that's my only gripe with these money games is why is it always or not even money games, but like like certain group of 5 teams, they're really good, but they just can't get over the hump because their schedule is not strong enough, and they want to play these big schools, but these big schools always want the game at home. If you're so big and bad, you should be able to play anywhere and win, and that's my issue with like certain big schools. Like I keep using Alabama, but Alabama only because Alabama is notorious for playing um, For them, basically, they're like I guess like money game. They're cupcake game, if you will. It's always at the end of the season. Was that always bothered me. I never liked that. It's just really stupid that they allowed that schedule to be made like that with that team. Basically, you sandwich them between like a. They always sandwich it between like a game, like an SEC game, and then the Iron Bowl. They do it every year. I don't know how they keep getting away with that. Um, but yeah, every SWAC school, every MEAC school should be playing a money game. Like I said, you gotta get to make the right deal to play the game, um, and then just go out there and compete, man. You can't be scared. You have nothing to lose by taking these games. I understand you don't want to get them boys hurt, but um, like I said, if it gets really bad, them other teams are going to get on you early, and then they're going to take out the starters. Now, I'm not saying like, oh, just because the second and third teams are in, that it's going to get, like significantly easier to win the game or like be competitive. But there's a reason them guys are coming in as second and third teamers. They're not good enough to be first team. So that gives you all the time. And plus, that gives you more time to actually like get your offense, get your defense, felt out. Because usually these money games are usually like the first or second week of the season, right? You don't want to be finding out stuff as you get into conference play. You want to get any kind of kinks, any kind of like plays you want to work on. Essentially, them first couple games of a college football season are usually scrimmages. They're glorified scrimmages for some schools, but like for other schools, um, it could be a hard fought game. It depends on the game. But yeah, I'm not look, man. Everyone deserves like I said, the guys in the FCS, you know, a money game to them would be playing what D2 school or playing like a really low level FCS school. So there's no difference. It's not like they couldn't like pay like play a game against someone like low level FCS and then getting them a paycheck. I mean, it's not. I know I've heard about like the financials of some of these schools, but they could make it happen because they keep playing all these D2 schools. But what do the D2 schools get out of it? If you know what I'm saying? It's a weird concept. Like you can't not do what you're doing to someone else have done. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of mentality. But other than that, I mean, like I said, the swag is real simple. It's 8 conference games. You play FCS school, a group of 5, and then you just throw in. You throw in. He said throw in a MEAC opponent, which I guess that's cool. I ain't got no problem with that. See that? I mean, yeah, I have no problem with that one. But let me see what else he has to say.
You'll still feel the impact and it'll garner that respect. Now, one of the reasons I'm so against playing D2 talent is because I want to play in the playoffs if I have the chance. Of course, I've said this before, but I feel the need to give the disclaimer every time. The Celebration Bowl is the number one goal because it means I won my conference.
Here's my opinion on that. I understand the tradition. I understand the legacy of the Celebration Bowl. I understand what it represents. But we're going into 2024. By the time the football season starts, we'll be heading into 2024. That bowl is what it is. It's a bowl game. That's all it is. These HBCUs, right? Their focus should be the playoff. I've heard the videos. I've seen the videos. I've heard the podcast and stuff like that. So apparently, the FCS playoffs don't really pay much. um, which I guess is true. Yes, I would. I guess I can't deny or agree on that statement. Too. I'm not too in touch with like the FCS playoffs. I enjoy watching them because it's playoff football, but I'm not too sure how that works logistically. You know what I'm saying? Um, Look at it like this: Ohio State, right, is trying to play to get into the playoff to play in the national championship game. The Rose Bowl is a secondary prize if they don't get it. That's how it should be looked at. As. I know that's going to hurt some people. I'm sorry, but that's the way I look at it. They keep calling it the Black National Championship. It's not 1970 anymore. It's 2023. It's also putting a bad look on you because if that's all you're focused on, people on the outside will see that. If people on the outside are only looking at you and they're thinking, why does this team want to play for the playoffs and try to win an actual national championship? It kind of it'll people have perceptions, right, about people and things and everything, right? Like sometimes we look at stuff from an outside perspective and we make judgments, we make observations. Playing for the net for me, right? I don't put much stock in playing and winning that Celebration Bowl. I get it's a big fan thing down there, especially between those two conferences. I get the lore and the history of it. I understand that, but at the end of the day, if you play in it, you play in it. I just look at it as another bowl. Even though I like the Rose Bowl and the Orange Bowl and what else, the Fiesta Bowl, I like the bowl games are cool. I've always loved the bowl games. But at the end of the day, it's an extra game that granted you deserve to be there if you make it that far. But the only thing it really helps is with recruiting, and it gives you another paycheck because you get another game to play. It's a big stadium. It's at the Mercedes Benz in Atlanta, so there are plenty of positives to it. But don't you think there'd be more positives if, say you got a high seed in the playoffs, um, they get to play home games in those playoff games. Could you imagine a playoff game in DC? Are you kidding? That would be incredible. You'd have ESPN down there filming a FCS playoff game at Howard. That'd be awesome. That would be amazing. Um, yeah, that's just my thoughts on that.
I will never try to lose my conference just to go play in the playoffs. To
Wait, see, okay, that I don't understand. So that's what I'm saying. The loser of the conference plays in the playoffs. So essentially, the playoffs is a secondary, which is not how that works because the playoffs actually plays for the national championship, the FCS national championship. They got to reverse. If you come in second in the conference, then you go to the Celebration Bowl. Okay, that's like saying the second place team in the Big Ten goes to the Rose Bowl. No, the winner of the Big Ten goes to the Rose Bowl unless they make the playoffs. That's how it should be.
me, that's stupid. I'll never do that. So of course I want to play in a Celebration Bowl, and if that's the case, none of this really matters. But I like the contingency plan that is the FCS playoffs. I like the ability to fall back and play there. So because of that, I
But why is that? Why would you want that as a fallback? Though? That's so weird. I don't understand that. Maybe it's me. I don't know. I don't like that way of thinking though. That's weird. Why? The ultimate prize should never be secondary. The ultimate prize is the ultimate prize. It should be the first thing you play for. That's I don't know. I don't. maybe there's something about I guess HBCU football that I'm not understanding because I really from my perspective, right? I am a normie when it comes to this space. I don't think I've heard of these schools for a long, long time, but I didn't really get into this stuff until like late last year, like a lot of other people, right? Um, so I guess I don't understand. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I gotta do more research, I guess. Not, I guess I do have to do more research, but I just don't get that mentality. You always want to play for the biggest prize. The Celebration Bowl, in my opinion, is not the biggest prize. That's a secondary prize.
I want FCS opponents that are respected. I want to knock off these guys. And also, one thing you'll see in my game is I would like to avoid money games, right? So I would always like to substitute that with another FCS matchup. And if you're able to do that, it's a competitive schedule where
But you're saying money game is just that's always going to be a Power Five school. A money game is anyone that's superior to you. So if you're, I don't know, Swac, you're, uh, Jesus Christ, if you're Southern, right, you playing Tulane is a money game. Let's be completely honest. The Tulane just came off beating USC in the Sugar Bowl, and then Tulane's been pretty competitive for years. So Southern going to Tulane is a money game. Grambling going to Tulane is a money game. We need to stop. We got to get out of that mindset that money games are bad. I'm not saying go out there and play the biggest and baddest, but you got to understand your talent level. If a team is superior to you in the in FBS, then that's considered a money game. Like I said, I'm not saying Southern has to go to LSU. If they want to, yeah, why not? At the end of the day, it's football, and you got to remember this is college football. This isn't professional football. College football is very different. The games are different. The rules are different to a degree, and the like the mindsets and just the overall craziness that can happen in a college football game. You got to remember the beautiful thing about college football, which is why I say don't avoid the money game, is because all these guys out there are between eight for the most part they're all between 18 and 22. So at the end of the day, they're all at that age where all it takes is a little bit of unfocus and you never know what could happen. That's how a lot of these upsets happen. Um, because it ain't like in the pro in the professional football upsets rarely happen. You have to be just off your game to get upset in the NFL because you got guys from 22 to 40 in some cases. You got grown men out there. For the most part, grown men do not like to be. No one likes to be upset, right? Um, or lose a game they should win, right? But in the NFL, it's very different. 95% of the time in the NFL, the team that is supposed to win is going to win because the mentalities are so much different in the NFL than it is in college. In college game, uh, there are certain kids out there that just sometimes they get over emotional. They don't they get they're underwhelmed. They're not putting enough emotion into it. They don't understand the magnitude of the game, and that's how you get upset. So, yeah, don't avoid the smoke. Go towards the smoke. This is the one. This is the few times. This is the few exceptions where going into the smoke can be profitable, but you got to take that risk.
you could go undefeated. A top-notch HBCU can go undefeated every single year with the template that I laid out. And it's not because it's easy, it's because you're that good. A really good HBCU team can beat a group of 5 school.
Yes.
A really good HBCU team can beat one of these upper level FCS schools.
Yes.
We've seen it. They can do it.
Yes.
An Incarnate Word, a team like not William and Mary because they just left, but a Campbell. We've seen it. Right? We just saw Jackson State knock off Campbell last year. I just seen Alcorn get close with Stephen F. Austin. I feel like these games are winnable.
Yes.
I want success. I want competition. I want respect. And I want the playoffs. Those 4 things are what I was searching for when it came to making my schedule template. And if I do say so myself, pat myself on the back, I think this is a pretty darn good schedule template. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know what you think on Twitter, whether you're tweeting me or if you're going to DM me, right? Because I want to have a conversation. If you want to have a conversation, likely DM me. I'll be able to text back more. I'll give you more energy in the DMs than I will on the timeline, because there's going to be a certain time when I don't want to tweet as much, but text messages I can always come back to. So let me know going forward. We have another hot button topic, so I'm really enjoying this episode.
Okay.
Tamika,
cool. So that was the Swac part of the schedule. So yeah, like I said, I like what he got set up. That the Swac was a lot easier. I'm pretty sure when he was thinking of the MEAC schedule, that he really had to do some work for that one, because it's an 8-team conference. It's so well the 6 or 8. It's a 6-team conference, which is ridiculous. That needs to change, but. Ooh, Morgan State alum Josh Miles has signed with the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, that's what's up. Good for you, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. So yeah, like I said, I really have no problem with it. Other than that money game thing, don't avoid them. Like I said, if you get a chance to play, who's a top level group of 5? Like I said, Tulane. I would have said Coastal, but that guy, what's his name, Grayson McCall, he's gone. Shoot, or play an independent, play Notre Dame, right? There's so many schools. There's so many schools you can play. You can get very creative with these schedules. Like I said, so. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this perfect SWAC and MEAC schedule. So yeah, let me know what you think. Go ahead and check out Locked On HBCU. So this is the video right here, creating the perfect SWAC and MEAC schedule. I will put the link to this video in the description, so you can go ahead and check him out. Please check him out, because he actually does very good work, very good, I guess, reporting, investigative work, journalism. It's all combined. But yeah, definitely go check him out. I do enjoy his videos. I just wanted to make a response to this particular video, because I just had a lot of thoughts, and I didn't feel like, I thought it had been, in my opinion, it would have been a better use of my energy to actually sit here and record something than to put all my thoughts into a comment. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you check out part 1, because I had to split this up into 2 videos for the MEAC part. And thank you for watching. Hope you have a great Saturday, and I'll see you next time. Peace.